Hey guys, welcome to the clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today's review is going to be on Transformers 1. Okay, now, anybody that knows me on a personal level knows that Transformers is probably one of my favorite animated shows of all time. Optimus Prime is one of my favorite characters ever created in culture. Him and Wolverine, of course, but loved him as a kid and grew up on Transformers, so that was my thing back when I was young. And the animated Transformers movie that came out in 1986, I believe, is my favorite animated movie of all time. So if that tells you anything about what a fan of Transformers I am, that should do it. Bumblebee, to me, is the best Transformers movie that's been made thus far. And then Rise of the Beast I thought was good, not as good as Bumblebee, but right under it. It wasn't bad. I liked it. I had a great time watching it, and I've watched it several times since. It's a good movie. When they announced they were going to do this, I really got excited because I was really wanting another animated Transformers movie because I feel like that's the only way to really do it right. But then I saw the trailers for this movie, and I'll tell you what, I totally became off board for this movie. The trailers made it look silly and for a 5-year-old, and I was not impressed by what the trailers were showing me. And that's unfortunate because I really got excited for it, and then after seeing those trailers, it really didn't do it for me anymore. But then the reviews started coming out, and everybody started saying how great of a movie this was, and how this is the best Transformers movie that's ever been made. And were they right? Yes! I truly believe that this might be the best animated Transformers movie ever. I take that back. It's the best Transformers movie that's been made since the 1986 one. That one still holds true to my heart. But this is definitely a great Transformers movie. I went in with low expectations. I went in thinking I was going to hate this movie. I'm going to be honest with you. But, man, it surprised me. And it's going to surprise you. This movie is not silly. It has some funny moments, but the humor is natural. The humor felt like it was placed right and hit at the right moments and really had me chuckling at times. But it's not a funny movie. It's not a comedy. It's serious. And the character development in this movie is some of the best I've seen in years. I couldn't believe how invested I was. Now, granted, I do have a little bit of a biased opinion because, this really harkens back to the old school Transformers, not this new stuff that they're doing now, but back in the 80s when Transformers first started coming out. If you're a fan of the original Transformers shows and movie, you're going to absolutely be blown away by this movie. Not even having to be a fan of the original stuff. This movie is just a great movie. Great character development, a great story. Probably one of the best origin stories that I've seen in a long, long time. And I was just impressed every second of this movie. And the animation is chef's kiss. It is spectacular. Now, sometimes there are a lot of things going on and it gets kind of convoluted just a little bit, just for brief moments here and there. But other than that, I thought it was brilliantly done. Not just the animation, but the story. Like I was saying, the best origin story that I've seen for any characters, not just these characters, but just any of them. You have Orion Pax and D16, which is Optimus Prime and Megatron, but that's who they are before they become those characters. Now, granted, I didn't know that. I knew that Optimus Prime was Orion Pax, but to see him flushed out and to see it explained in this way, how they're like best friends and then become bitter enemies. By the time the end rolls around and they're enemies facing off, you feel for them because they were such great friends. And that happens in humanity. You have great friendships and you might be enemies, a few years down the line. But that's how it happens with these characters. And they tell it in such a superb way that I was literally beaming when I walked out of the theater. I was so impressed with this movie. I think it may be the best movie of the year so far. And I know it's animated and stuff, and it's not for everyone. But if you love a good story and a good origin story, and you like seeing tragic things to happen to good people and tragic things happen to bad people, and to see them evolve from those tragedies, this is the movie for you guys. You are going to love it. I think people of all ages, from kids to adults, can appreciate this movie and will love it. So if you want to take your kids to the theater and see it, I definitely suggest it. If you just want to go on your own and see it, I definitely suggest it. Go see this in the theater. It deserves it. You will love it. I promise you. If you're a Transformers fan, this is going to be peak Transformers for you. And that's coming from somebody who thought that this was just going to be trash. Okay? But it's pure gold. And let me say, I got to give props to the voice actors. They did brilliant in this. Chris Hemsworth as Orion Pax and Optimus Prime, I didn't think was going to fly because Peter Cullen, unfortunately, has passed away. So they have to get somebody else. I get it. And he did perfect. He was awesome as the voice for this. And Scarlett Johansson as Alita 1 was brilliant as well. She did a great job. And I got to give a shout out, even though it's just a small role, but Steve Buscemi as Starscream was awesome. He did a great job. Everybody did a great job. And it just blew me away. This whole experience for me was awesome. But it's not all about what I think. What do you think? Have you seen Transformers 1? Are you even interested in it? Don't let the trailers fool you. Go see this movie. Have you seen it? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember the only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bam!